started with the tofu scramble and Summer's special cheese grater trick. I can't wait to see it. So go ahead.
Okay, I cook the scrambled tofu in cast iron. You can use nonstick, you can use whatever. A well-seasoned cast iron is more nonstick than anything, so that's why I use it. Plus iron, this is where we get our iron, one of the ways. So I have it on medium-high heat, and we're going to grate the tofu right into the pan after we add some oil. And then the tofu will start cooking on the bottom while we add the rest of the ingredients.
I don't think I actually have a cheese grater anymore. I might have to buy one.
I brought mine with me. Sure, vegans have been using the cheese grater to grate carrots and other things for centuries. But now we can reclaim it to use on tofu, which some would say is soybean cheese. So, you know, I'm using my hands like a kid. But that's how you know it gets done right. Then I spread it all across the bottom of the pan, and it can just hang out while we handle the rest of the ingredients. So usually next I put in the seasonings so they can start flavoring the tofu right away. So we have onion powder. I believe it's a teaspoon.
Yes.
2 teaspoons of salt. Now, I've been told that I like salt more than other people. Paprika, a teaspoon. At home, we basically only buy smoked paprika now because we're crazy for it. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric to make it yellow. Stirring it up, mixing in. It doesn't, the thing about this recipe that I love is it's really forgiving. You can be making pancakes at the same time. If it gets a little bit too crispy on the bottom, cover it with a lid and take it off the heat, and somehow it gets unstuck. It's a miracle. Next, we're gonna slice up some mushrooms, and I'm just gonna work and you can ask me questions.
So what other things do you like to add to it?
Oh man, you can do anything. If you're into fake meat, it's really fun to add some sliced up veggie ham and a little bit of vegan cheese to it and do like a ham and cheese scramble. So green onions, I like them because they are milder than other onions. You can use none. You could use garlic, you could use shallots, you could use red onion. Something oniony. All right, so we're getting there. I'd say we are 5 minutes away from eating some scrambled tofu. You'll notice that I have yet to put in the nutritional yeast, a common, wonderful ingredient in scrambled tofu. I've noticed that it makes the tofu stick to the pan a lot more. And it keeps it from soaking up the seasonings for some reason. I think it's because it has a really high fiber content. Ooh, this is also where we get our protein. 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast has somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 grams of protein.
Wow.
Not kidding you. So we have spinach. Once again, you could use Swiss chard, you could use mustard greens, you could use collard greens or kale. Collards or kale you'd probably want to cook a little bit beforehand. Arugula. I love putting arugula in the scrambled tofu. It's really good. So you can put a lid on this to make the spinach wilt if you don't want to bother stirring it. And I often do that if I'm running pancakes on the other side. Put the lid on, turn the heat off, and it works out just fine. The biggest thing when making tofu, I think, is moisture control because it controls the texture and the flavor. So you want to cook as much water out of the tofu as you can, and cutting it small and cooking it kind of low and slow is one of the best ways to do that. So it's done. I'm going to put the nutritional yeast in.
Oh, so you wait till it's done cooking completely before you put it in?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I put it in right at the end, and that absorbs up any kind of liquid that the tofu's left behind from the fiber and the nutritional yeast. And it kind of just coats everything, makes it look a little more like scrambled eggs.
So again, this is to replace scrambled eggs in any breakfast, and when I eat scrambled eggs, or when I did eat them, I like them spicy, so I've added a little hot sauce to mine. Add whatever you'd add to your normal eggs. Summer doesn't like it spicy, so she's doing without.
Ketchup's good.
So let's give this a try. It smells delicious. It smells eggy.
No.
That's so good. The It's really, really good. And I like it. I always add garlic to my scramble, and this doesn't have it. It takes on a completely different flavor. Okay, well, we'd like to thank Summer for coming in today. She's been nice enough to give away a copy of the Glad Cows Cookbook. If you're interested in trying to win a copy, check out our blog, don'tfearthevegan.com. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you. I'm so glad to share with you.
And hopefully we'll get to see you again on Don't Fear the Vegan. This was fun.
Yep.